Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Looking at Bitcoin at 67,900 for BTC. And we're going to break it down for you like we do every single day. How you doing? God bless each and every one of you. Let's get the lemon into the water. Blessings on blessings. First order of the day is to decalcify that pineal gland, get ourselves into that alkalinity state. Bitcoin taking a bit of a dump as we speak, 67,008. And we're going to break that down and talk about it right now for BTC. But it's been in some chops, some sideways chops. Some people can't handle it. It's been in a very boring state for most people. Bitcoin has been a pain in the booty. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down, see if we can kind of nail it here for Bitcoin. Good morning. God bless. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to Sammy the Legend. God bless you. Thank you for saying that. Long time, but I put all my XRP in turbo at 9. I don't regret it. Hey, man, if you put all your XRP in turbo, if I had done that, I would have made a pretty penny too. So Blessings on blessings. I really like this FOXY, and FOXY continuing to pump. Since I've talked about it, it is up even more too. Continuing to do some damage. FOXY up 23% in 24 hours. Bang, bang, bang. I moved to Florida for the fresher lemons, of course. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Blessings on blessings. The internet is not lagging. I left the VPN on. How about you keep your mouth? I'm going to be nice, man. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Don't you worry about me. How about you worry about yourself and your internet? I'm sorry. I'm messing up. Sam, you missed my super chat. Yak on AVAX. No, we looked at it. It just didn't look, it was, it wasn't what I wanted to be going over, man. I appreciate it, though. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not obligated to do every super chat. Sometimes my team might send me a message or I might look at something. Just it didn't appeal to me, Didn't appeal to me. And we went over it. It was super, I was like, and then I moved on. I did look at this. I'm pretty sure. You can check the tape. Maybe I didn't, but I'm almost positive I did. Anyway. Join the 99. BASEDAI, I've been looking good. Dude, BASEDAI is my baby. And I think BASEDAI is going to be one of the hottest coins in the game. Honestly. I don't think people realize, but yeah. I'm rocking BASEDAI and I'm hot. Hot on this coin. To me, it actually, look, it broke out of and hit the fib. Made the cup with the handle. Starting to make some type of flag that's eventually likely, in my humble opinion, going to continue. Break that all-time high. And bang, bang, bang. Market cap is small. This thing could get to easily a 10x, in my humble opinion, possibly even a 20. All right. Good morning, all from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Bang, bang, bang. And Pepe just continues to rip. Let's look at Turbo. And shout out to all the Turbo holders, man. Love to see people winning. Congratulations if you're just taking massive gains on Turbo. On its way to that $1 billion market cap. We want $1 billion and we want it now. That's what the Turbo holder's saying. Yeah, so even if you got it at 6, yeah, you just got a nice run up back to 8, up about 30% gains there, right? 216. What it does says it has another leg to the upside. It just broke out and it can continue further from the all-time high. My next big target for Turbo would be $0.015. And then you guys would cross that penny threshold. And the people that get in down here, they'd be 10xing from that 0.9, even more, So blessings on blessings to anyone that got in. Floki making the same chart. Floki's hot. I'm in Floki right now. But it all depends on bitty Bitcoin. So let's do our big analysis here for Bitcoin. I usually do a morning analysis. Today I did not do one. I woke up later than very, it's weird. Last night, I believe I must have stayed up till about 1:30. I think I must have been 1. Maybe it was 2. Maybe it was 2 a.m. Maybe it was too late. I can't, I guess I need my 7 hours. But when I woke up this morning, I usually wake up about 6:30 in the morning every day. And when I woke up today, it was like 8:30, 8:45. And I was like, what? I thought I was living in a simulation. No, but I thought I was living in like some bizarro land because it was just like, it's not like me for the sun to shine too and for me not to get out of bed, I usually have to pee earlier than that too, and that gets me out, So anyway, so I woke up just being like, whoa, what's going on? It just was a different type of day already, So I feel more laid back today, little less energetic than normal, but I feel good about it. Like I like it. I like the laid back version of me. I'm a hyperactive guy. A lot of times I'm just buzzing, but it's nice to feel a little slow. You know what I mean? Bear flag activated on Bitcoin. So this is what I've been looking at for BTC. And there's a chance, we could extend this line. And, wouldn't be surprised if we do drop and we bounce off this bottom trend line. We have this nice support and resistance area that we've been going over many, many times. It's on the daily time frame and all that. So anyway, let's break it down like we do every single day, systematically, conformatively, and do the same things like we do. We may find a live trade today. We may not. You never know. Friday's not my day to live trade. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday really are my days. Yesterday was amazing. So I'd like to bask in the wins yet again. Yesterday was an amazing day for trading. If every day was yesterday, bang. I mean, unbelievable, right? So shout out to everybody in the trade. Like today, we didn't wake up with massive gains like yesterday. The chart didn't continue to pump. Like today is not yesterday already off the bat. You know, today is not yesterday, but we can make the best of it. So let's take a look at what's happening here for Bitcoin on the weekly chart. Now, we wanted this to close bullish. We want to close above 67,200. It's getting sketchy with 2 days coming and 10 hours into the weekend. We will find out in a short time on the weekly candle close. Tonight is also the monthly candle close. I will be live again tonight. Quickly, probably for a half an hour to 40 minutes. It won't be too long, but I should be live tonight for Bitcoin and the monthly candle close around 8 p.m. I'll tell my team to get it ready. Look out, those if you pay for it is getting any what the heck, man? Sounds like a song of every day was yesterday. Bang, 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 bang. What a weirdo. Cut these people off, man. Get weird, negative people out of my life. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sounds like a song of everybody is yesterday. People going systematic right now. Googling systematic right now. You're funny. Insights on spot trading. Anyway, so these 2 wicks, if we close like that on the weekly, that's a lower low. And as great as everyone thinks it is, and as high, oh, Bitcoin, you know, I'm a technical analyst, so that's not a great technical. You know, that could make us make a lower, that's a lower high. Lower high, I misspoke. That's a lower high. That could make us make a lower low. All right. I'm just, you know, and they both got wicked, and we got resistance from the from 71,000, you know, 800 really. So, all right. And the highest the weekly candle ever was right here on the weekly was that 71,769. Interesting. All right. That's how the highest the candle ever closed. We went higher on the wick. The wick was 73,777, which I find insane. I always find that ridiculous, but you know. Anyway, so, and look, we're coming down a little bit. I'd like to be able to watch the smaller time frames. Well, let me speed this up. 3-day chart still inside of a flag as far as I'm concerned, still looking pretty good. When I flip on the moving averages, the 21-day is in charge. Pretty close. Wow. Trading view falling off right now. But there we go. The 21 touching price action, pretty close, you know. We do get this kind of far apart, but it doesn't mean it's over, but we could get a pretty good move from that. It's the evolution of the bigger move. And now let's look at our daily. And when I look at our daily, I'm going to delete this, and we're going to start fresh with a new pattern. We're going to show you what I see happening here. So on the daily, we're touching the 21-day moving average, which is bullish. When we were this high here at 71.8, it was likely we had to come and test the 21. We did it graciously, which means it could have been more violent to the downside. It was kind of more sideways, more bullish flag. And then we have this beautiful resistance, right? Clear as day, resistance on the daily time frame. Okay. And we've revisited 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. There's a high volume node sticking out right there too on the VRVP. My whole thing is this: if we lose this level, we are likely going to drop down to 64,000 and test this level. And if we lose that, then, you know, it's on the cards that we could go to 60 and back to 57,000. I'm not, you know, anything is possible for me here for Bitcoin. Then we look here and we can see that we're getting into this tight price action with tight moving averages. Things getting very, very close. All right. I like that. That usually tells me there's a move coming. The daily getting oversold. So, and usually before a big move, it gets red. So we do need to see some red here. We don't want to break key levels. So to me, it's all about the daily candle closing above where these two candles close. You know, so you look at what the high of this green candle, you know, you zoom in. You know, you have the open, high, low, and close up here, right? So you zoom in here and you look at the candle. And you're like, well, where was the high of this candle? The high was 67,232. The candle opened or closed at 66.8. So 66.8, like you really don't want to close above 66.8. You know, it actually goes a little higher too to this one. This one, this candle closed at 67. So to me, I don't want to lose 67K. You know, really 67.2, but I'll take 67K. So I don't want to lose 67,000. All right. Good morning, brother. How you doing? Anything about the DEX swap and go? They announced a token presale, but I don't know about it. No, I don't know much about it, man. Yeah. And honestly, everyone, in the last 2-3 days, I posted so many charts to the trading group. It was ridiculous. We did a weekly screen share last night where I went over so many like plays that I believe were likely to move. And I basically gave everything that I see. The market isn't like, it's frothy, but there's like obvious points of entry or obvious coin. Like right now, you're either in a meme or a few other random coins that are holding up against the rest of the market, or your dollar cost averaging into something that's down near a 618. Like, you know what I mean? It's not, you know what I mean? I'm going to say that a lot. You know what I mean? But it's not, you know what I mean? But that's from what I see on the landscape of the market. And new things are coming. I'm not saying, you know, there's newer coins to watch out for. I've already been kind of bringing it up and we've been talking about it, right? Like Drift, we went over Drift. And then, you know, I went over the first perpetual swap on Bitcoin, right? On Veller.com, which I think is amazing. Imagine, you know. So I never thought you could trade Bitcoin on Bitcoin. And even if you just give this a glance and just look at it, it looks like a bull flag to me. It's getting tighter and a move is coming for Bitcoin very shortly. As I said to my trading group last night, and you take a look at the 8-hour time frame, the 8 hours getting very oversold here on the stochastics RSI. The RSI itself, you know, is starting to sport, you know, that swings up while that swings down a little bit. That's a little bit of hidden bullish right there. But again, we have our resistances. It's not perfect. Some would kind of want to make it. Yeah, and so this is kind of what the whole world is. This is what all the analysts are looking at. This is the pattern people are drawing. And it has a descending vibe to it. I'll be honest. Like, it has a descending triangle vibe that mainly break to the downside. And we can clearly see there's a resistance at 69.4 right here. Look, resistance, broke through, came back down, resistance again. We had to flip that. However, we got the golden cross. We have the other moving averages crossing the 200, and we've got the moving averages getting pretty tight. We may get some chop. We may get some up and down. There's a chance that this is it, and we come down a little lower to touch the bottom of the channel here. But even if we do this, you know, we can come down. We might wick, come back inside, hang out, and then we're gone. But we're looking for consolidation. You know, you'd like to see this pump up and get tight inside here. And then Bitcoin's going to break out, retest, hopefully bump or break down. And, you know, and then you're going to have measured moves to this idea. How? Why? Because you can see the pattern that you're in, and the pattern will dictate where you're going to go. Once you believe that, it'll happen. If you don't, it won't. It's almost like quantum theory. Like, once you use it, it works. Like, you have to think it works for it to work. Like, you know, the reality moves in the way you thought it would, only because you thought it would, though. If you understand the double split theory, who understands the double split theory here? All right. The idea was they shot two atoms out of a particle accelerator here. They would shoot two particles out of this little gun. Let's say this is, hold up. This is the gun right here, and boom, they would shoot and they would have this board that they would shoot it at, and on the board they would have these like slits in the board, right? Now, when they didn't look at it, it would separate, it would be one particle, and it would pick an entry through one of the slots. And then they would look at a resonance pattern on the back, and they would see that it would hit here, sometimes it would hit here, sometimes it would hit here, because it would choose a hole. And each time it would be stronger, right? But when they looked at it and decided to observe it, it turned into a wave. And when the wave came at the particle, it hit it evenly and then distributed an even wave against the screen. So every time they looked at it, they got a wave resonance pattern. Every time they looked away, it was a particle that would pick a direction. They've learned that somehow when they looked at the particle, it knew that they was being observed. This is quantum. This is the beginning of quantum theory and the double split theory. Anyway, I'm done, you know, but that to me really fascinates my mind and gets me going. Anyway, I love the charts, but it's all really about the math, and I'm a math mind, and I love the and science. It's all about the science. Remember, follow the science. Anyway, so the 1 hour is oversold on the stochastics RSI. It got rejected by the 200 SMA. Bearish, right? Can't seem to get back above this key level. Resistance, 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 resistance. Falling further to the downside. Okay? And then maybe it comes all the way down here to 66,300. Right? I'm a particle accelerator research scientist in short. Yes, for real. That's crazy. To continue the parabolic trade, we need to bounce off 42K. Yeah. The good old double split experiment changed my life from that point on, right? For sure. The observer effect. Amen. You know. So the 1 hour is oversold and overbought on the stochastics, pushing to the downside, and looks like it wants to come down on us. Right? I mean, that's what I'm seeing right now. And the 1 hour got rejected also by resistance. I love you, baby. Don't worry. Okay, so here we got lost by the 200 SMA, and we're coming further to the downside. Who's leaking gains? Let me know. Press 333. You're funny. The observer effect. The holographic matrix. We choose to live in this reality, and we must keep observing cryptos to make them pump. You're funny. Why am I seeing XRP? Do you think it has potential? I mean, it seems to be getting a little bit of a buzz the last couple days for some reason. You know why? Brad Garlinghouse was out, talking a bit recently, so he's been making a bit of a run. I could see that, we could come down to this level. We're going to test probably 67,000 and then maybe hit this low at 66,185 and then kind of come up and down, bounce back to the top of this channel. We've just been channeling in some chop really from the low range at 66.8 to the high range, somewhere about 70,000, 75, then we've gone low, then we've gone high. You're looking for that low range, but it doesn't mean it has to happen. Let's take a look at the smaller time frames. See if we can get a bounce. See if there's opportunity. See if there's something in the market here that could flip the switch. This is what we're here. This is what we do. So I'm going to put this back where it goes, which is right here. All right, now go back to mommy and say sorry, okay, honey? Go back to mommy and say sorry. Everything's okay. I love you, sweetie. All right, I'm going to start closing the door soon, baby, because I got a live stream. Go on, sweetheart. Go back to mommy, all right? No, I'm streaming. I'm not screaming. I'm streaming. Live streaming. So look, price action's getting very tight. I mean, you got a bit of a double bottom here. You did bounce off 67,300, right? We could take that as a possible bit of a bounce there. Options expiry today will dump. Keep a check around 12. Yeah, and exactly. It has to be at 70K or people are going to lose money. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, right? BS Bitcoin option dominate May. 6.5 billion expiry. Those bulls probably sweating now. Yeah. But resistance you can clearly see, and you are oversold in the stochastics RSI. Let's take a look at our 15-minute. 15-minute is starting to probably, wants to get a bit of a bounce, and it's getting oversold. Right? It did lose the 200 SMA. That's a bearish sign for me. And the 7-minute lost the 200 SMA. Last night we got this great pump, right? Took advantage too. I took advantage of this yesterday. This is kind of what our bread and butter. And now it's just kind of slumping around, right? I'm in a long-term trade with less money. That's kind of at break even. I may just take it out. We'll see what happens. We're in some chop. I'll look at the 1 minute time frame and the 1 minute. Let's take a look. And again, beautiful signal. The 1 minute lost the 200 SMA, came back, did a bearish retest of it. And then that gave you even a better signal to get in to the downside, right? We even made some kind of I guess that's an M pattern right there with resistance at 68.8. So 68.8 is the area you had to get back above. We couldn't. You can see the gap in the VRVP that we went through. Then we lost the point of control that was in conjunction. A lot of times this is how these shorts are played out. You'll lose the POC and the 200 SMA pretty much around the same time. And that's like it's a double signal. It's telling you, hey, be careful, right? So you don't want to long. You don't long when you lose a 200 and a lot of times people will look at maybe a 1 hour or 15 and they'll long because it looks like, but they're not looking at the 1 minute. The 1 minute will be just losing the 200 SMA. So key insight, I'm telling you, even though it stinks right now what I'm about to tell you, and it hurts because it's going to put more stress on your mind and it's going to make you have to do more due diligence, which, when I was first a beginning trader, see, I started trading and I went over it, and you kind of get closer and closer to people that have been doing it, more pro traders, right, for a living. And you start understanding how they're trading. And one day my mind downloaded how they're trading, and it was like, oh my God, like they're back testing ideas, and then they're testing which one works, and they're taking that idea. And I freaked out because I was like, oh my God, for me to have a good system, like I have so much more work to do than I thought. Like I thought it was just like, oh, I'll buy this flag when I want, I'll buy this and that. But it was like, I know I have to develop some systems. Look at this shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? And now you can see the resistance. So our local area that has to be, we have to get back above today is going to be that $68,000 level. A little bit of bullish div here on the 1 minute time frame. Swing down and swing down. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. Did we get any liquidations in that area? Did they liquidate the longs? They did. They got some long liquidations here. Not too bad on a Friday. Could end up being the daily low. You never know. But it could be. It has potential. Bit of a shoulder ahead. And can we make some type of right shoulder overbought on the stochastics? And now you take it level by level. Bitcoin has to break back above 67,950. And then the key level right here, really 68,100 to remain bullish. If it can't get back above that area, we have a bit of a problem. It bounced nicely here, resistance here at 67,852 as well. All right. What about the 30-minute chart? Isn't that a bit of hidden bullish divergence? Let's take a look at the 30-minute and see what you're saying. That swings down while that swings up. That would be actually bullish divergence, but it looks like hidden in a way. I mean, this kind of swings up while that swings down. I'd have to say no. It looks more like cat ears to me that could break to the downside, Okay. Not to mention, amen. Shout out to everybody here. Options expires not only bear signals. Wake up. What do you think about 30? Shout out to about everybody here in the live. Your daughter's right. We are screaming. You're funny. I mean, it's loud when I'm talking. Your daughter's so cute. I have a 6-month-old myself and can't wait for her to start talking. Blessings on blessings. Thumbs up. Love you. God bless you and your family. Thank you. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here and being positive. Dog to the Moon did a 3X for my man Emmanuel Alderite. We used to go over Dog to the Moon on the live stream. It was on Meme Pool, right? And it looked hot. I mean, if you look at this, see how the stochastics are pointing to the downside, and it's kind of bear flaggy. Really suggests that you may dump the base of the rising, that base of the falling wedge there, further to the downside. That's the bigger trend line that we're looking at. And it's a real ugly pattern, and as far as I'm concerned, it has some descending triangle vibes. It's definitely not a pattern. I'm like, oh, I'd love to long. You look at it here, think it could break up or break down. I just flipped it upside down to get new perspective. But there we go, getting kind of, lit to the downside here for Bitcoin. And you have to understand, stochastics will go high. They'll make a high. They'll come back. They'll make a secondary high. They'll come down. They'll make a secondary high, right? If the stochastics come up again and you're on a lower high, it's likely your short's going to play out. The stochastics and the way they move with price action, and then if you can slip in some supportive resistance that you're losing on top of that, right? Now you're getting some extended bullish div here, which may still give us some reversal, but I don't see anyone coming to save the day here. Still good price action for Bitcoin. All right. I've been learning crypto to watch you. Your positive energy is so great. Love it. Even if you're, I'm not a patterns bro, to be honest with you. I just want you to understand that. I'm really not. I trade so many different like I'm showing you where the liquidity is here for Bitcoin. Like, look, let's look at BOOKMAP. And even last night, in the last 3 days, right, we could see that most of the money was behind, to the downside, right? If you look at bookmap.com, who I've been associated with for about 2 years now, a trading platform that displays market liquidity, check what the candlesticks are hiding. So like, if I was a pattern guy, like some people try to say I'm a pattern guy, I guess, because I use patterns, but I use so many more than that. I use, like, a lot of my big trades come from Fibonacci retracement. I get in at the 618 or the 786 Fib retracement. I watch price action to the algorithmic ting. Like, I can see it move on the algorithm. I can see patterns before they form. You have to understand, here's the birth of price action, and it moves, right? Go watch it on any time frame. Go spend the time that I did. You'll see that it moves in patterns. Whatever asset it is in the world, it'll make a flag, and then it'll break out. Then it'll make some type of falling wedge, and then it'll pop. Right? Then it'll make a bigger move, pop. Then it'll consolidate larger and make a big, like, go watch anything. Nothing moves without look, there's a head and shoulder there. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Anyway, so I think it's funny whenever people do that weird pattern stuff, because that's how not enough people have put in the hours that I have, so I don't expect even 80% of people in the markets to understand what I understand. Even people that have been in the markets for a long time that think, if you haven't been staring at charts like I have, literally like a nerd, I'm telling you right now, like, I put in, and again, I am talking about myself, but there's no other way to explain to you what I did and how I did it and for how long and how many assets I looked at and how I cross-referenced them. I was able to find the bottom for Bitcoin by looking at bullish divergence on multiple time frames on the weekly. On multiple assets on the weekly, and when I saw that there was a connection, and I saw like Walmart only had bullish div like 7 times in its life, and I gave everyone that watched my channel a gem. I said, man, I drop gems through historical reference and data that I amass over like hours and hours of constant analysis. And when I tell you something, it's based off years of me doing it. It's not based off a moment or a system or a day. I didn't watch 2 videos and practice something from somebody else. Like, this is my own learning experience that I found to be true. Like, why do I use the stochastics the way I do? Because one day I was entering the 1 hour when it was low, just like this. And I was like, oh, the 1 hour, this is the 1 minute, but say the 1 hour looked just like this. And I kept getting in. But I don't know where the trade would go down a little bit. And I said, why is the trade going down? And I looked up, and when I realized, I said, well, because the 15-minute was oversold, overbought on the stochastics every time I was entering. So the 1 hour looked good, but the 15-minute didn't. I learned to combine the two, right? Sam, you're the best. Could you please take a look at I have 26 hours of chart staring. You're funny. Do you ever look at the B? No. Yeah. He's a bro, but also a dad and a son. Love when a cute daughter walks in, man. Shout out to Market Maker in the house, man. Live, you're the man. Thanks for obviously being present. God bless you. And some days are hard. Like, some days you wake up, you know what discipline is doing something that isn't easy and loving it anyway. Just grinding, Like, going to the gym some days isn't easy. It's not what you want to do, but you do it anyway. Waking up early isn't easy, but you do it anyway. Like me, the guy who didn't do it today, right? But and 1 out of 50, 60 days, like today was 1 out of, like, very rare. Like 50 days, the whole time I've been here, I've waken up. I've been waking up early. Today was like the latest. For me to wake up at 8:30 is really weird. Well, look, I see more downside coming for Bitcoin. Target is 67,250 for BTC. And the 1 hour's hounding you. All right. They dumped the 1 hour this morning. It lost the 200 SMA. We got a massive dump. Bearish engulfing candle on the 1 hour time frame. And the stochastics were high, overbought, pointing down. Now the idea is, how low do we go? Right? And so I'm looking at this level here, and then at these are my 2 levels. Why? Well, we can see that we have somewhat of a bounce here. And it's sad. I really don't want to lose 67,000 because that's that daily support or resistance. So we'll see. We could get a really massive battle here. We'll see if the bulls can show up. Let's see if the bulls can show up here and get a bounce. Sweeping all that liquidity at 67,000 and then bounce will be healthy. Doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. On his hop up, and it stuck with me. Amen. And I mean, every successful person, there's the same guidelines, everybody, to be successful. Pick one thing that you like so much that it doesn't feel as bad as work, you know, because work is work. You're gonna work. Like today, I'm working right now. I comb my hair, I put on a collared shirt, I got the live stream running up, right? It's not, you know, you don't just get to skate around. Nobody gets to skate. You know, be like, oh, but he gets to work from home. He gets, you know, he's a YouTuber and he has everything he ever wanted. And his life is so perfect. I mean, you could look at it that way, but the second you don't put it in, the second you stop, it's over. So like, you know, it's not like some job that's waiting for you. You created the job, so you got to keep the job moving. Your momentum is up, and your momentum is everything to do with your mental strength. The second you don't believe in yourself, the second you get down, the second you get inside your head, it's a wrap. And most people can't handle that. That's why most people don't start a business and most people don't go after success. Because it's more mental than you realize, right? Anyway, be happy when the dang options expiry is over and start a quarter afresh. And be ready, a new quarter, fresh, and be ready to go. Yep. The only people who get to skate are professional skaters, like Rodney Mullen. Amen. Shout out to Josiah Jelowick. But here we are, about to hit the target here to the downside. And the 1 minute told you, it got overbought on the stochastics, and they started to curve down, and you got the dump. You still got a bit of divergence, but it's really not that. It's okay. But it's not amazing. It's not textbook. It's more almost like they're kind of like together, really. You could extend it and put it from here to here, but not amazing. Now to find out if we go lower, you can make this a falling wedge, and then this would have a measured move to the downside. And wow, now we're testing with fade here at 67,300 on a low volume Friday. Are we getting grayscale sell-offs? Like, you know. Right here, Kansas City. Wow, Kansas City. Roddy Mullen was the man. God bless Roddy Mullen. He's still alive, but he's awesome, man. I don't hear people talking about Max Payne with options expiring at the end of the month. That's what happens though, right? But we could be getting a bounce here. I'm telling you, like, this would be a level for a bounce. It's very strong daily support or resistance. So weekly now has somewhat of a bullish div. It's not really that strong though. It's like, you know, but look, that's a very sharp decline, and that could say, you know, it's like a class C, class BC. Class BC. I'll take care of this because this is over now. So now we're in a falling wedge. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. But we're bearish, and you can, you know, I'd even lower this now. But the key level that we need to break back above, 67,800. And even that POC right there is 68.3. But 68K, really, we'll call it like. Can you get back above 68,000? A lot of longs are being taken out at 67,000. Yeah. Amen. Well, Dan, it goes up quick as it comes down and vice versa. Shout out to all the people here on the live. Who's never watched my live stream? Who's new here on the channel? Get yourself some lemon water and start sipping. Stay hydrated. Work out every single day if you can. Keep your mental state on point. So what about the scenario that nobody talks about? What if Grayscale actually started just dumbing? Nobody talks about that scenario. I talk about anything, man. I don't know. Anything could happen. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. What if Bitcoin does dumb? I'm open-minded. So let's take a look at the worst case scenario for Bitcoin. I'm going to go to a new chart, and we're going to look at it differently, like we're bears and we really want to short. And we're going to look at the market as if we want to short. So we're super happy because we see resistance, and we hit resistance again. Great. What we're not happy about is the bulls seem to have some strength here, And we want this to break so we can get paid, right? So we want, again, I'm playing devil's advocate, everybody. I like Bitcoin and I hold it long term. But I could make money either way in the market, so it doesn't matter to me. Look at this. You know, we lose this key level. It's very likely we come back down right here to 64,000. I mean, we went down fast. We came up pretty fast. We went down. We came up. We can come right back down. There's a gap in the VRVP there. Boom. Once you hit that level, we could say, okay, we're just testing this bottom trend line. And everyone would be all right, and we could bounce. And then we could get tight. So it's not the worst thing in the world if we do get a bounce here. Or we drop. As long as in the next, half a day to 2 days, we bounce back and we consolidate. And then it's going to be, what way is it going to be? And then we're back to the same scenario where we can take the length of this. Hold control. And if we break down, I mean, we could gap back all the way down to 52,000, which is insane, right? Spot on with that key level. Everyone's all bullish. I'm open-minded that anything could happen. All right. I just want the weekly to close above 67.2. Like, that's all I'm looking at. And why do I spend so much time on Bitcoin? Because whatever Bitcoin does, if we're not on point with Bitcoin, we're gonna miss a lot. All right. We're gonna miss a lot. Good morning from Arizona. Shout out to Jay Valentin. All right. Toshi and Brett, you're funny. Most of the week had stocks and crypto down. Shout out to Jennifer Moffitt. We love you. We appreciate you. Shout out to Chris Crypto Life. Shout out to Crypto Bellico. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? Dang near 1,400, 1,500 people here. We got 384 likes. Let's get the likes all the way up, baby. Let's go. This ain't your average channel. Let's go with the likes, baby. Let's go. Come on now. Let me get you out of your seat, baby. 500 likes in a second. We should get this thing ripping to the upside. Let's go. Let's get the motivation going. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. You don't get rich sitting on your butt. You got to make it happen. You got to get yourself going. You got to get the energy moving. Even any type of energy is good energy. Get that energy moving, baby. Get shaking. Get cracking. Let's go. All right. Let's do this. So this is what we're watching for Bitcoin. And this is kind of what the world is watching. We lose this trend line, it's bad news for the bulls. We could easily come back down to the 200 SMA, and there's a gap here. If not, we get tighter, we get a move. I'll be honest, in my years of doing this, I will say I'll say what I believe is likely going to happen based on data, though. It's based on probability, but it is what I believe. So it is, But it looks more likely we break to the upside based on the tight moving averages. Based on the 22-hour oversold and getting in a bit of a flag. We haven't lost that key level yet. We almost did right now. So far, we have not. So far, the bulls are battling. We'd have to get a bounce right here. Back to the upside on the 15-minute. All eyes on the 15. Can you bounce back above the 200 SMA? It's an aggressive call to get in right there. The idea, really, the trade I believe that's worth looking at, and that I'm in right now even, is the stop below this key level in anywhere in here, believing that we will stay inside the channel and get tight based off probability, right? So I took that shot already. It's smaller. If we get tighter, maybe, I could double down into the trade. If we get double down into the nose of this trade, we go further in there, then I can double down. If we go further into the nose, then I could double down. But we have to go further into that nose. If we break out and hit and retest, then I could triple down. You see, it will keep continuously showing me signs of love. Some also, and I'm with this idea, is like shoulder, kind of head, bit of like a bigger inverted head and right shoulder here. So it's not all bad for Bitcoin on this bit of a dump, but there's some key levels that we are testing, and it's getting a little hairy here for BTC. And so this is kind of what we watch right now. Like, this is kind of, I guess, where we stand. And I'll be honest, this is a descending triangle. I've been saying it to my students, and I did a one-on-one yesterday, and I said, man, these like to break down fast and furiously, just kind of straight down. The 8 hour, closer to that 200 MA. The 4 hour, we don't want to lose. So here's the deal. I wouldn't open up a massive short until, you could scalp short fine, but I wouldn't like throw the kitchen sink at a short or, anything over like 2,000, 10x leverage. I wouldn't do it. It would be like a 300 at 30x, anywhere below $500, I would, scalp a short, but I wouldn't go into the $2,000-$3,000 margin until we lose this key level. And then, I see maybe a 4 hour candle close below the 200 MA. That would put me on airs for like one of these moves here, right, to the downside. And that's kind of where I stand for Bitcoin. So I'm watching this key level here at about 65,096. And I'm not giving back my gains for the week. I'm up on the week. It was a great week of trading. And last week was a really good week of trading too. We nailed that 8 hour pump too. So I've been taking gains out of my leverage, and I don't want to give them back. I've been actually very selective with my trades and just chilling with it. So I do see a possible dump, but that brings me back down to the 1 minute time frame. So, and where we're at, if we can get back above the 200 SMA in the 1 minute, everything changes. The bulls are, get back in control. The trend could flip on the micro, which could flip the macro. So right now, what you're watching for is a break to the upside or a brutal continuation dump down. The dump down looks likely, even if we do get the dump down, right? Like I showed you on the 8 hour. It's not the worst thing in the world unless we lose the 200 SMA, I'd say on the 4 and the 8. I'm really looking at that 4. So my level to watch is 65, 64.8. We lose 64.8, then I'm going to start being like, oh man, let's short this market. And you're going to see me turn real bearish and we lose this point of control. We go to 57,000 again and double bottom possibly. So I'm not out everyone else is all one way. It's got to be bullish. I don't know. I don't do that. It could be either thing, We take it one step at a time. One step at a time. All right. Sammy, happy Friday. 15-minute, 24-minute, up to the 2 hour time frame showing red dot. Everything pointing down, even the 4 hour now. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. But we'll see. I almost forgot why there's a little American flag on the volume indicators. They're just like, those are just news, right? Personal income month over month, peripheral spending, that's all. All I know is to wait for retests. Yeah, the MACD flipped bearish on the daily was an early sign, maybe. No, not really. I mean, you'll get that if we get a little mini dip, and you'll just get a really, like this, you'll just get a really small little. I wouldn't use the MACD for a lot of confirmations, man. It's a really bad indicator for that. It's good for visualization of the volume, in my humble opinion. That's what I use it for. The daily is actually very oversold finally, and possibly curving. Could be the end. I mean, that's really nice consolidation on the daily. And we're, so I stand where I stand. I gave you exactly I believe, how to play this market pretty well. Looks likely that we're going to drop back down to the bottom of the pattern, but do we lose it is the key. All right. Sammy, nice shirt. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate it, man. Every once in a while, I don't want to wear the suit because I want to show you how jacked I am. All right. And the suit covers up that. And, and I'm so vain, you know what I mean, that I want you to see all my muscles. So, hey, these are the facts. All right. Have you learned so much on the 99? Dumbs don't bother me a bit anymore. Thank you so much, Sam and Master Friend. Amen. 1 minute back above the 21. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to Chris Crypto Life, man. God bless you. BBWP is at a 0%. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, and again, volatility is also low. And the volatility is telling us every time the volatility got this low, a big move happened for Bitcoin. Like Bollinger Bands are starting to show up too. So there's a lot happening. All right. Thank you so much for your kindness and always responding to my questions. Shout out to you, girl, I-Girl. Well, you've always been nice to me. And you speak with honor and respect, bro. So that's what you get back. I treat everybody that treats me with honor and respect with the same things. People that are nasty to me, snide with me, give dirty little comments, I just ignore them now. All right. more likely, you like this guy, Dave, like crypto trading. You said the same thing twice now. All right, I ignored you the first time, and now I'm done. You know what I mean? So, and if I wanted to talk about it, I would have gotten to it, right? So, like you said your piece. I guess you got what you. I guess I shouldn't give you the attention. Sammy, be making muscle gains, not just money gains. Amen. We call getting in the gym getting that money. Are you getting that money? Get that money, baby. Yeah, and we didn't have CPI. All right. We had core PCE today. Core PCE. All right. Core PCE. Core PCE came in for the US today at 8:30 in the morning. All right. It came in at 2.2% and it was forecasted at 0.3. That's the consumer, the price consumer expenditure, right? So, and I like to show you guys this. What is core PCE? It's the index is defined as a personal consumption expenditure price, excluding food and energy. The core PCE price, which is everything we pay for, and it measures the prices paid by consumers for goods and services without the volatility caused by movements in food and energy prices to reveal underlying inflation trends. To me, inflation is food and energy. You see how they change the data to be able to kind of make really interesting. But anyway, we go with the flow and we just say yes and we nod. But food prices consist of those included in the PC category of food and beverages purchased off-premise consumption. Prices include the PC category food services and accommodations are not included in the food price index because the services prices tend to be far less volatile than those for food commodities such as meats, fresh vegetable, and fruits. Energy prices consist of those. So like, it's like when you go to a store and you buy a Coke, it's $5, right? A $5 Coke has really been $5 Coke for the next, but that doesn't, so but bananas go up from $1.50 to $1.80, you know what I mean? I think that's what they're saying. Anyway, it was below what they thought it was going to be. So people were, it says that, the Fed is making money when they bring money up. That's what it's saying. All right. What benefits their manipulation? Exactly. Whatever they can to kind of make the data look somewhat okay, right? Nice. We're getting the bounce for Bitcoin here. Let's go back to our 1 minute time frame. It's not all bearish just yet. We do have a nasty resistance you can see right there. 67,700. But let us hold 67K. We took a nasty wick down to 67,250. We bounced off of that. We had, it is a Class C divergence, but you can see now a local resistance. Got to get back above 67.5 and the 500s, right, to remain bullish. Or look, this is a bear flag. And you can see that the bear flag has a leg to the downside, and this will continue down. And then you can extend this, and then you're going to start breaking support. Now you're looking at 67,000. So you really want us to, right now, this is key for the whole day. Do we break back above 67.5? Do we collapse down to 67,000? And that's the question here for Bitcoin. If we collapse, then it's more likely that we fall through with the measured move of the falling wedge that I already put out down to 66.6. And now we know that we've lost like key levels, right? It hasn't happened yet, but I just want to build the picture for the, and that will kind of start to break support and even daily support, which has been holding pretty nicely for a while. All right. Yeah, so core PCE. I wasn't trying to be snide or negative. Sorry if I came off that way. God bless you. Your positive energy affects me on a daily basis. God bless you, brother. Futures got cleared now at 11. Amen. Yeah. Shout out to Sammy. Yeah. So we're looking at the VRVP. We're looking at the gaps in the VRVP. We're watching liquidity. All right. And you can see those, the BOOKMAP also says that we go further to the downside, all the way back to 65,000. It's about 80%, almost 90% accurate. Like when it has more liquidity below us, we go get it. So I watch this, and whenever it tells me there's more liquidity below me, I listen. So it just tells me that we may get a pullback here. What I like about my channel and doing analysis on a daily basis is whenever Bitcoin does something, I'm never really surprised. I have a pretty good idea of what's likely going to happen. And when it happens, I'm like, okay, that was on my radar. Like this dump here, we were high in the stochastics. Okay. But we're in some chop. It's indecision. It's Friday. We may not get a fall through. It'll be harder to trade today. Like trade, So far though, we are seeing the move to the downside here. That's a bear flag. Again, the stochastics got high, just like last time. I told you, we went over this. You had a high in the stochastic. They made a cycle. They came back high again, but the high was lower than that high. Assume a downward movement. They came back again. The cycle revisited. The high was lower than the previous high. Assume a downward movement. The key is, what you want to see eventually is the lows. You have a low. You'll change the cycle. When the cycle changes, the low will be higher than the previous low. Right now, the cycle hasn't changed. It's continuing. The cycle will you'll stay in the cycle till you're not. So like you'll have a high, you'll have boom, you'll come down again. If you come up again and the stochastics come up again and the high and the low, you're likely going to move down. What you need is this to curve when we're above. Boom. Then, like I showed you before, the next curve in the stochastics here will be when you're higher above the high. And boom. So stochastics work with price action. I'm using stochastics RSI to figure out what price action is going to do. It's very accurate. All right. The more you use it, the better off you'll get. All right. Okay. The daily stocks reset and barely moved down. Total bullish. Exactly. When you look at the daily, that's a pretty bullish sign. All right. Bit of a double bottom holding, and no matter how much the bears keep trying to crack this 67,200, 67 area, the weekly support of resistance that I keep bringing up, we seem to be defending it pretty nicely here. So now here, this is what you're looking for. Now look, we had our low. The stochastics, now look, all the other times you're low. So let me show you again, in case you weren't listening the first time. I would pay attention right now. Hello, hey, pay attention. So look, stop watching those silly videos, right? So, boom, stochastics were low, came up, made another low. Stochastics keep moving with price, and each time we are lower than before. This is the first time where the stochastics have now swung, and we've at least made a slightly higher low or a double bottom, right? This could be how we reverse. Understand? Like, that's over time, and again, nothing is guaranteed, but I'm just showing you the patterns of how I use stochastics with price action. Okay. To me now, you're kind of bearishly retesting this flag that you made. And being really, sticking and being a stickler about your trend lines. Like, no, that's the trend line, right? Because that's like a nice clean trend line. It says we go lower. I now see possibly, let's see, here it is. This is the test. And I'm not long or shorting right now. I'm not trading the market just because I've had a really good trading week. I don't want to give any back gains on a Friday of low volume, right? So I'm being smart with my capital and using it when I know there's the best probabilities of making gains. There's still probabilities here. I'm still able to show you where we're likely going to go, and I may be right. And you can say, well, if you were so right, why didn't you trade it? Because I don't have to trade every day. That's why. All right. Because I have rules, and my rules are too, after some big wins, take some time off. If 3 days straight I rip the market, and then a Friday comes around, don't force yourself to trade a low volume Friday. That just, to me, shows low intelligence. Not to be rude. It also shows the lack of, more emotion, because you want to gamble. It's about what you want to do and your ego and the fact that you want to be in the market so you can get a rush. It's not about the fact that you're taking a calculated risk to help your portfolio to change your life. Some people do use trading to gamble, right? Let's be honest. They're not traders. They're going for some type of a daily fix or something. I don't know what it is. If that's you, you need some help. All right. Technical analysis is here to attempt to stop that. All right. So you can realize you can only do it when it makes sense. Attempting to double bottom right here, which is a good sign at 67,350 for Bitcoin. That's a beautiful double bottom. It really is. You can see it clear as day on the 1 minute. May stop the pain of the day. We would rip back to the 200 SMA. We'd go through this gap here, close some candles above this POC and begin to rip. The falling wedge would break up 68% of the time like it is, and its measured move takes you back to 68,990, and they would begin to rip shorts a new one for the next few hours on a Friday. Could we see this? Likely, but dude, because it is a Friday, I don't know. I don't know if we get the volume that will really provide a move that vicious. Right now, the bears are in control unless you can get back above 67,500. We'll call it 540. You get back above 67,540, okay, we can talk. Then it means this double bottom's working out for you. So now you can see how the whole day hinges on just this little move here. And you just got to remain more bearish because that's common sense. Like, okay. Trading's kind of like relationships. Like the guy asked the girl out once. She said no. He asked her again. She said no. He asked her a third time. This time, like in a situation that wasn't even as good as the last two times. And she said no. Like, what are the odds he's going to win? You know what I mean? It's obviously that he's going to go home and drink himself. I'm just, but you know what I'm saying, right? It's, but it's that idea, right? So, look at trading like that. Like resist it, But now it's like she's holding on. Like there's a chance she just might say yes one last time. Like this is it. I'm going to ask her one last time. That's a double bottom. Like I'm going to ask her one last time. And like, if she says yes, all right, you know what I mean? But it's still more likely she says no and I get rejected. We can see the battle right now. Multiple 1 minute candles closing at 67,000. Right off, 67,350, 300. And now this has some descending triangle vibes. So you got this like flatter moment. It's coming down. These usually break to the downside. 68%. It's descending triangle-esque. And it's got a rounded top. The roundness will go left or right. Isn't that cool? If you go right, it's a downward bull. But if you go to the right, it's a downward bull. If you go left, it's an upward arch. Yeah, just how this indicator works. It's pretty cool. But, anyway, anything could happen. I like the double bottom. I'm into it. I don't have the guts to trade it right now. And I'm more bearish based off the loss of the point of control. And it says that we come further down to about 67,000 even here for Bitcoin. All right. And I could be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing. And then remember, the bigger measured move, if that eventually continues, will take you even further down to about 66.4. So that's what I see happening for Bitcoin today. It doesn't look amazing. All right. Shout out to Effortless Evans. I like that name. Funds are currently flowing into Avalanche, such as BONK. JASMY might reach 3.5 today. I'm dollar cost averaging with Fetch and a few other assets, and it's a good time to acquire some. I love what this man is saying. All right. Yeah. $6.1 needed, rejected. Yeah. So a pump in 46 minutes. I don't know when the pump will happen, honestly. That's exactly at 12 o'clock even. I don't know. What makes you say that? Exactly at that time, right? 66,000, 66.4. Shout out to Juice World in the house. It's funny, I use 66.4 as the stop loss. That's what this comes up as, 66.4 right here, right? Which is crazy. 475. We went over the fact that the options will expire today. Yeah. And it is affecting Bitcoin. All right. Lunch hour liquidity run. Yeah. Tell Tim Hunt to pay attention to the lifer way. Hey, everybody, do whatever makes you happy. Over time, you're going to see so many people that know me around the world. And you're going to be like, you're either going to know someone that used the lifer system or you're going to feel like you missed out. So you could be one of two people. You could be the guy that missed out or you could be the guy that learned. It's up to you. I'm so confident in what I teach. I'm so confident. I've been doing it for so long. I've seen it on every chart around the world. What I teach is gold. I know it's gold. I formed the gold. I found the gold. I made the gold, baby. And I know I've helped so many people with the gold around the world, and the testimonials, the feedback. Just even the people that call me, people do one-on-ones with me and they'll sit there and just be like, man, you've changed my life forever, bro. Like, they'll pay $300 an hour just to say thank you. And it happens more than often than you realize. I find that fascinating. When people are paying you $300 an hour to tell you that thank you, you've done something with your life that's pretty ridiculous. All right. So, and again, you'd be like, oh, here he is bragging again. I'm not bragging. I'm telling you what's possible. I used to wear Costco's jeans every single day, you know, and my life was just whatever. I was happy. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but I'm just saying, I lived a life of pretty mediocrity, but I had dreams though. While I was buying Costco jeans, you know what I was doing? I was buying Bitcoin. And I believed that something big was going to happen to me one day. I believed that I was always going to live in a beautiful house. I was always going to look over the water somewhere. That I was always going to have something, you know, my kids were going to have everything they needed. Thank you, Sam, for Arkham, too. So far, I love you, brother. Shout out to Satoshi Love. We love you for the 20 pound. God bless you for the love. Thank you. And again, it all starts with the desire. One day you're sitting at work and you're like, I don't want to be here anymore. I desire to do something different with my life, right? That's the desire. Then what happens from the desire, right? The dedication. You start doing something that you really like and you dedicate yourself to it. Okay. It starts working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the dedication. Now something happens. Your mom died. You know, who knows, right? You have a kid, something where you could easily say, I can't do that. And the discipline has to come in where you have to say, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get disciplined about this. And then there's the determination to keep going no matter what happens in your life. No matter what. To say, I'm going to hit these key levels. I'm going to set goals and I'm going to make it. Shout out to Humanside. Thank you so much for the $20. We appreciate that. I did my one-on-one this week. It was amazing. Sammy showed me how to read the Matrix. Shout out to Ilya Sokolovsky. Shout out to Ilya. Ilya, man, I loved having it was a really good time. This guy is amazing. Dude's squatting like, I think he said 350 or 450. I don't want to say, great shape, takes care of himself, has a family, runs a business. These are the type of people that sit and take one-on-ones with me. People with their head on, people that are learning. And I really enjoy the one-on-ones because I learn a lot too. And I feel like I gain a connection in another human being that I find amazing. So you're an amazing guy, man. God bless you and your family. And I wish the best for everything with you and your wife and your kids and everybody. Best YouTube show right here now. Thank you. God bless you, man. Do you have any tips to beat the algorithm? I feel like it's designed to wreck people. Yeah, find out how it wrecks people and then pick it apart and then use those pieces. Like, look, this is a nice bullish div here. We should be getting a bounce. We should take out this high here at 67.5. We should take out the shorts. If you're short right now and you got a stop loss somewhere here, you're likely to get liquidated in this region. Then we have a gap in the VRVP, so it means if we get above this, we can go back up to 67.8. We're waiting on the daily reversal. Today's acting similar to a Wednesday or a Tuesday, or even more like a Monday in a way, right? Shout out to Rooster. I'm getting there, started working out and feeling great. Amen. Dude, working out will change your life. I'm telling you right now. And get like a body workout that you can do in a 4x4 foot space. They have a bunch. All you need is like 2 weights or even a resistance band. And there's no excuses why you can't get it done. All right? No, none at all. Let's celebrate the first super chat on a live stream. Shout out to Suja Reddy. Can you please analyze gold? Sir, every experience is a lesson learned. Amen. Amen. If you use it, some people don't take that as such, and they waste experiences. You really want to hone your mind in to get the most out of each experience. It's important. Okay. I'm a YouTuber that's teaching you how to do technical analysis, but if you don't have your mind on correctly, the TA isn't going to help you. And if you make money quickly, you're in and out, but you get full, you go back to emotional states, like you don't really take full control. Like you could use the TA for a week or two, but if you're and just be hiding your emotions, and then your emotions come right out and take everything from you again, right? Unexpected weekend pump coming. Andy, what gave you that idea? Just felt like saying it, probably. All right. One of the top 5 best things that ever happened to me was the day I saw you on ATB. That day in 2022 changed my life. Shout out to You Grow, I Grow. I love you, man. I learned more with my bad trades than with the good ones, says my buddy. I love that. I love that. That's life. So what's going to cause the dump everyone's talking about at 12 p.m. noon today? See, I don't listen to everybody else. So I really don't. I just look at the charts, man, and I stay in my little gopher hole with my head down, gophering, grinding, while everyone else is talking about a bunch of, doing what everyone else is doing. You don't end up in the gated community, I'm being honest, which sounds pompous and rude, but I'm being serious. You don't end up in a mansion in a gated, and I'm not saying I am, I'm just saying the people that are, all right? But you don't end up in a mansion in a gated community. I live in a hut in my mind with God, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter where I am, but you don't live up in a gated community by doing what everyone else is doing. All right. If you do what everyone else is doing, you end up where everyone else is living, on like the regular street there. You know what I mean? The house is $300,000, right? But do you want the house on the beach? Do you want to live in a $2.5 million home, right? Do you want to have, I'm just saying, like, what do you desire? And some people, some people say, I just want land. For me, like, I would be happy if my kids didn't have to go to school. I didn't have to live in regular society. I would be happy just buying a bunch of land, holding 100 acres of land, you know what I mean? And just building and being able to grow my own food, being as self-sufficient as possible, and then starting to, I would want to build some type of systems, maybe a thermo or, I did an RV park in a gated community. It was wild, like a cult. I lived in an RV park, and that's crazy, man. I do the opposite of what life tells you, and now you're funny, man. So many haters, man. Big Daddy Super Bowl, so weird, man. So many weirdos out there lately. Do you think I should have once retested at 62K for a better... No, I don't know about that. I don't think, man. I just look at the charts. All right? I just look at the chats. I don't dance. I just pull up my pants and do the rock away. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to be true to that trend line. It did break out. Let's see what happens now. That's a breakout. Resistance. You broke the trend for sure. Now, in the 21's not far away from price, which is a good sign, right? That you could get a bit of a pump. 7-minute is finally showing a little bit of a bullish div here. Not amazing. MACD finally says, hey, enough is enough, and get this long bull curve on the stochastics RSI. Every time frame is beat to the ground. They sold us off hard right now, all the way from 69,000 down to 67,003, but we're right now holding daily support of resistance. This key level right here, but I made too many lines on the smaller time frames. This is what we call the shoulder, head, and right shoulder. There's your little flag. And again, sometimes I got to use the 30-second. 30-second. The 30-second. And look, that could come up to the 200 SMA there and get the pump. Tight moving averages with the gap usually says we will get the move. First higher low in a long set of lower lows. Bang, first higher low. Do we get the move? Gap of the VRVP. Can we get back to 67,800 for starters, and then we can go from there. Watching this flag on the 32nd to see if it could break back to the 200 SMA. I use smaller time frames to figure out what's happening in the game. Shout out to Master Friend of the House. RV park, gated community. So funny, right? We kept getting rejected off the, BookMap says we go lower. BookMap says we go really low, yeah. Now lean back, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of haters out there, just all out, and again, if you're not getting hated on, you're not doing anything with your life. So shout out to all my haters, and we love you. Thank you. Confirmation that I've made it to another level. Appreciate it. If you want to jump on in, everybody, and join the trading group and find out more about what happens with me and what I do on a daily basis, get the information, get the insight. We did a weekly screen share last night. Go to cryptolifer.com. Join today, and join today. Jump on in. I work every single day, 7 days a week. I'm constantly in the charts. I found a bunch of charts that look really nice that I put out to my trading group for the last 6-7 days. Last 4 days, I was extremely active, just pumping out magic. And I still have a bunch of alerts and ideas here that I'm going to be going through for the next 5 or 6, 7 days that are ready to rock. All right. If you want to know more, subscribe to my weekly newsletter too, just to get the vibes of what I do, learn a little bit more about my TA. Hit the consent here, hit subscribe. I can't wait to see you to do that. We send the weekly newsletter out every week, and we work really hard to help you. Is today Friday? Oh my God, it is really Friday. Macro weekly analysis video coming out later on today. Stay tuned for that. We're going to break down total 3, the DXY, and really kind of look at where we are for the week and what we said last week and where we are for the week ahead. So it's kind of a fun, interesting thing. Then tonight we have the monthly candle close. It's just a lot going on. We're going to bombard you with so much content, your head will explode. All right. Especially on this beautiful Friday. A lot of kids getting out of school now. Last day of the school for some places in Massachusetts. Definitely here in Florida, I believe the kids get out this week. And Boston public schools, I think they stay open until almost the end of June, which is crazy to me. Like, kids got to get out of school, Enough is enough. Too hot. Anyway, so we're looking for this flag to break out. We're looking for key resistance to break at 67,550. All right. And that's it. Looks like you're going to get a bounce. If I was going to trade anything, I would trade this flag to the upside today. Back to the 200 SMA. 30-second chart looks like it's about to break nicely to the upside. Stochastics curving. You got to break this 200 SMA. And it's crazy. You're like, why the 30-second? Who cares, lifer? If you don't break the 30-second 200 SMA, then you're never going to pump on the weekly or the daily. I know it sounds crazy, but these are the facts. So these small things have to happen for the big things to happen. That's your first high or low in a row. There's the flag is starting to move here to the upside on a Friday, low volume day here trading for Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency, baby, every single day, 24/7, never stops. Never. All right. Let's look at CryptoRank.io, see what we see trending. EtherFi continues to take names. It's up. I got it for free and it's booming, so I like seeing that. Stargate had that bigger pump, but gaming back in the game a little bit. Myria, want to see it get back above 6 cents, really, into that sweet spot. Nadix Network is new. I don't really know much about it. QNA3.ai is another new one there. GPT. Commonwealth, we knew about when it first came out. Started doing all those little tasks. Manta, I like Manta. I hold it long term. Param just came out. Seems to be sold off a little bit. We'll see what happens. Notcoin continuing to get some balls. I'm going to talk about Notcoin because they're burning a lot. And it may be something worth swing trading yet again. And Ondo looks like it may be back for more. I have an update for Ondo in the trading group, though, too, as well. And Solana holding the 160 is really nice to see. Doesn't want to go anywhere. Farcaster coming out sooner than later. Might want to write that down, do some research, and find out a little more about Farcaster, all right? And they're going to be a social network, right? If it makes sense, kind of, right? Founded by Dan Romero, all right? And Varan, trying to say his last name correctly, Srinivasan, right? You have Paradigm. Anderson Horowitz also was one of the latest, that lets you know, I mean, they like to get down, and they raised 150 mil. Union Square Ventures is also another one that I've seen on my radar in the past, right? So, yeah. Farcaster. Decentralized social media is coming. And it's only a matter of time until we finally find the one that works, right? Where you're not censored for your words, right? Pretty weird. Like, I don't really use Instagram and Facebook much. You know, we use them here and there, but, you know, they're not my favorite. I personally don't like to be completely coupled with the brand too much, you know? And I know you're supposed to do whatever you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have no morals at all, no scruples. You're supposed to use any single social media area just to gain views, right? And that's what most people, just so your business can grow. I get it. I should put my heart aside. But certain things are just like, man, can I grow in a different way with a different company that makes me feel like my frequency is being rebuilt in a better way, you know? But again, I'm a softie, right? I'm too nice. I got to be more vicious, I guess. But you know what? Putting my heart forward has always helped out, and it continues to do so. So we'll see. We'll see. Kind of a bearish div there too. And Bitcoin just kind of struggling. Still outside of the pattern, I'll tell you that. Right? So you never know. But tough trading, man. The short really was earlier today. I would be taking profits now. Watching this chop is just, It's meh. When you just really look at it, I mean, you can see strong resistance, resistance, resistance. Tight moving averages, you got to break above that 200 SMA. It didn't happen. You couldn't get above the POC here, even on the 30-second chart. So let me get off that tight time frame. Still maybe trying to do his shoulder ahead in some type of right shoulder here, but it's like bear flag feel vibes, right? So you had a slight divvy right there. You got the bounce, but you couldn't get... So divergence is only as strong as support or resistance. That's what I've learned. Like, I didn't realize that one day. I was always like, divergence, and then it didn't work. I'm like, why? But I didn't have any of my support or resistance up, and I didn't take it seriously. Now I'm so just really anal about my support or resistance. And when divergence kicks in, I'm like, yeah, that's great, but like you got to get back above 67.5. Like, and when divergence doesn't get you back above the resistance, then you know it didn't really play out. It was just a move. Divergence will always give you a bounce. Like you'll get a bounce. Look, you bounced off 67.2 and you did get up about $200, but didn't let you break above the resistance needed to continue further to the upside. Okay, and that's why support or resistance must never be overlooked. No matter how big your britches get and how many indicators you use. You got to come back to support or resistance. Like if we broke above this, fine, the bullish retest could have been a move. And there was a chance we got a move there. Everything was looking all right. We had gaps in the VRVP. And we still may hug a higher low. Look at that. You know? I've seen them do crazy things here. But we broke the double bottom. That was cool. I don't know. I have to remain bearish because you can't get back above previous highs. You see? This is the point of in where I have to look at it fresh again. I'm like, I don't want to, I get like, you don't want to get brainwashed by your bias. Keep kind of looking at it fresh. So when I look at this pattern and I'm really honest with myself, it has some descending triangle vibes. I just have to be completely honest. It's not a known favorite bullish pattern. If anything, it's a symmetrical triangle. And they mainly break to the downside. But I don't just use patterns, right? I use moving averages and other things around. But that's bearish, man. Period. And then your daily's retesting the previous key level that we've gone over numerous times now. And we know once we close below this level, it's going to be a wrap. At the same time, I've built you this scenario, and I'm okay with that. long as the 4-hour holds the 200 MA. So we're kind of like, you know, I just forget some of the things I say, right? So even I have to rebuild my brain. So I wouldn't be surprised if we dump down to this yellow line. It's okay if we can hang out near this trend. But once we close a candle below this yellow line, I'm bearish for a drop down to 60. And then it still doesn't rule out another move down to 56,000 yet again. All right. So it's really crucial Bitcoin regains 69.5. We regain 69.5, then that tells you, okay, we can break out of here. You lose this level and you start playing with this 200 SMA, you're looking for a move back down, and you got the space in the VRVP with double gaps. And you might have one stop to hold you at 63,000. Again, getting the bounce again at 62.50. Like every time we get close, we seem to be getting a bounce. But and then when I just look at this, like, yeah, see how I zoom out? I like that now. Because now to me, that just looks like a bear flag. That's going to move further down. You now do have a double divergence though. And so now I watch for key support. So like I wouldn't long or even think about a long. So let's see Bitcoin back above 67.5. I'll put it to the wick there, 67.461. Wow, but we keep bouncing off support for, you know. We got to get that short squeeze right back to the upside on like a V-shaped recovery type of thing. BOOKMAP says no way. BOOKMAP says you go lower. So that's why 67.5 is so important to me. You don't get back above it, then who cares? All right. So right now, it's more likely that until we see a move above 67.4 that we dump further down. Right. There is a nice bullish div. I'll give it to you now. A double bullish div on the 1 minute. But it could be better. And there's obvious resistance here. Even if you go lower, like right there at 67.4, right? But so I would say look for more downside for Bitcoin. And the levels I'd be looking at is, you know, the levels that I drew here on this bigger triangle. Right here is like 65.7. And then possibly all the way down to about 61,800, right? So we'll see. I am not a magician. I don't know where Bitcoin's going to go, but I have a pretty good inclination of how to figure it out. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let me jump on into the chat and see what's happening. Let's go with the reversal. What happened? What up, Burke? Wow, so many people out here keeping up. VRVP, there you go. Yeah. Fake divergence. I see 69.8 retest today. Weekly candle looking bad. Need to pump the candle close. Agreed. Need to pass 67. Trust me, bro. Don't pay my bills. Technicals due. Whatever happens, I'm satisfied with my position today. Thank the Lord. Amen. I like that. And me too. I'm so grateful for the position that I do have in cryptocurrency. Amen. Hey, Lifer. Hope you're having a good day. God bless you, man. Soil is making serious noise. Oh, yeah, you told us about soil yesterday. STX testing the 200. Well, STX is going to dump with Bitcoin. It's going to be very close to Bitcoin, right? Can you do an impersonation for us? You're so funny sometimes. Sometimes. That's crazy. You're so funny sometimes. See, like you said, I don't know. See, I take that as like a weird compliment. You're so funny sometimes. I don't know, man. I pick up a strange vibe. I can't piece it, you know. I'm really hypersensitive. I can pick up on a lot of stuff. You'd be good airport announcer. Thanks, man. That's the nicest thing anyone ever said to me. Let's take a look at JASMY, Arkham, HGPT, Gold, ATP, and Stacks. Let's take a look at JASMY. Look at that triple bottom. Attempting to hold us down here. Jasmy, baby, Jasmy. And I'm thinking, you know, I talked to Bitcoin Ben here in Sarasota, and we could do like a joint meetup, right? So if you want to meet me, that's a good location. And I think he'd be willing to do something cool. So we could do a night, you know, something. Who would show up to the Sarasota like meetup? Anyone close enough, or an hour away? Would you drive? Would you show up? Let me know. I'd like to take a head count here on the live. How many people would show up to a Sarasota meetup? I'd give you like 3 to 4 weeks in advance. We'd start, you know, but it's something I'm thinking of getting done, and I want to meet some people in person here in Florida. You know, I'll drive from Texas. I want more blood, of course. I'm close enough to pull up for sure. Amen. Miami meetup. Sam, I hope you're well. Looks like a lot of memes are blowing up. Andy gang. Yeah, Andy looks hot. Jasmy's in this little flag. It kind of broke back inside. Could be a shoulder head and a right shoulder, just something to watch out for. Had a nice pump with a bigger time frame. The 4 hour was a little far away for the 21. So you're looking for consolidation to the 21 on the 4 hour personally. Before it makes another big move, I feel like this white line will have to come into price action. So I would keep an alert on that and watch it closely for Jasmy. I'm personally in Jasmy. I like it. We made gains the last few days. It has made a massive pump. I put it out to my trading group. We nailed it. Bang, bang, bang. Some people would fly from Oregon. That's insane. He said, yeah, I'll come through. Yeah. Some people said that the free trial up front. There is no free trial. All right. The free trial is watching me live every single day. Call price action live in front of you to the point of no return. And then all the different coins and things that we talk about. I'll be there unless I'm in Brazil. Amen. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I see about 20 people already saying that they'll come. I'll be there from Fort Lauderdale. So people will show up. I like it. So we're going to get a pretty big meetup. It looks like it's going to be a pretty big event. I'd say it'd be 20, 40 people. Maybe even more. Maybe 100 people show up. I don't know, but it sounds awesome. So I'm going to start manifesting this idea. I've already reached out to Bitcoin Ben, and I'm going to start, I'm going to buddy up with him, start to talk to him. I'll go by the club a couple times, create a good awareness, and then we're going to do something pretty cool. Wow, this guy would drive 5 hours, bang, bang, bang. All right. So yeah, look at it, Jasmy. Yeah, memes are hot right now. We gave you Bonk. Bonk banged. We gave you Pepe before Pepe, when Pepe basically led the memes. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bonk pumps again. Look at the 4 hour getting tight with the moving averages here. Back with like a local retracement to a 618 fib. Our original entry here is still in the money for Bonk. All right. All these memes just continue to rip faces off. Bonk doing numbers. Now Andy on blast is the Andy here on MEXC. All right. Well, look, we got Andy USD. Then we have Andy ETH. And see, it shows blast right there. I believe that's the blast icon. Is that what it's doing? Yeah, I have such weird, my eyesight's doing, wow, that thing blasted even more than I thought it was going to. And I saw it in this funny channel, and wow, in the last 8 hours, it hits an all-time high and rips. Andy on blast, ripping since May 20th. And honestly, I found Andy on blast like months ago. Thought I was going to be hot, then Andy on ETH pumped, and it got me I was like, what? It says Andy ETH USDT. But this should be your Andy on blast. All right, because it's got the yellow right there. And it made this little move and pump to the upside, but memes are just popping off. I'd love to meet you, but I can't leave my cat. She's old and spoiled rotten. So crazy. Of course, you guys see 12 red Ferris pull up. It's me and my gang from all the short gangs. You're funny. If you see 12 red Ferraris, it's me and my gang from all the short gangs. Funny. The final shakeout. Honestly, this ain't too bad. We keep holding 67.3. We seem to be getting that bounce on the smaller. Look, now there's an inverted head and shoulder that they put in. They keep bouncing off 67.200. It doesn't seem to want to give it up. Crazy. We are about to get pinched by the 200 MA, which usually is not a good sign. Pinch means like the 200 MA keeps coming, and you never get the pump to it. You get squished by it, and your flag just continues to get flushed, right? And so you're looking at things like this too as well, right? Like to me, that even though it was the little, it looks more like a bear flag. And again, sometimes price action is just complete chop, and it's not that easy to figure out, and it doesn't look amazing. Other times it flattens out and starts to give you more indications. When you get less indications, you don't go hard. What you can say is, look, you can't get back above 67.5 for whatever reason, but you can't get, below 67.2. You're in chop. You've been in sideways chop now, literally since 10:45, right? An hour straight of chop. I might be able to depend on the dated time. Meeting up in Orlando could be a good opportunity to take your kids to the theme park afterwards. I picked one meme coin. I'd be with Pep or Pepe coin. I mean, I have all three of those coins, so, right? The coin that prints 40 million times a day. Andy ETH on Mexi is on ETH. It is, right? Thank you for saying that. So if you want Andy on Blast, you have to use Meson and go get it on Blaster, right? Which isn't hard to do. Yeah, you're right. I was just wondering what that yellow signal was. It was the ETH. I mean, they wrote ETH for a reason, right? This is Andy on Blast, kind of coming down for a double bottom now with the $11 million market cap. I don't own any Andy on Blast right now, but it's the one that got away that I feel like it should be ready to move at one point. But I've never been bass fishing. No, I've been striped bass fishing up in Boston. Yeah, but not here in Florida. No, I'd love to go fishing. Yeah, so Andy just keeps ripping, but it's Andy on ETH that's ripping, not Andy on Blast. Look at that thing, out of control. So Andy on ETH just continues to rip faces off. Ever since April 30th, really, up beautifully. Memes are just killing it, Let's take a look at where Turbo sits at. Did it get a sell-off yet? Or is it still just on its war path? Wow, it started to break out yet again like it was supposed to. Look at that. And its bigger target says it's going to go to $0.015. So, come down to Texas. I'll take you fishing. Thank you. Gummy looks about to pop to somebody. Great way to stay in touch with your life or community. Yeah, you never know. All right. Less than 1% of memes do well. I agree. That's why I don't like to do too much meme stuff. I like to stay off the memes a little bit. All right. Pepe on Solana will fade ETH. Possibly. You never know, though. Everyone, if you want to jump on into Blowfin, hit the link right here to refer to Blowfin. It's a new exchange out there with some new stuff coming out. Jump on in today. There is KYC for MEXC. You can use an RNS ID, which will have to look at your face. And you can kind of figure out what you want to do there. All right. Offshore fishing is awesome in Florida. I agree. Offshore fishing is fun when you're out there just hanging. All right. Pepe to 100X. Let's take a look at the fan funding today and see what's happening here. Shout out to Sood. I agree about ATP. Thank you and appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you. Can you check out HGPT, Hyper GPT, AI narrative? Let's take a look at that. HBGPT. But Andy on ETH doing numbers today, getting a blast to the upside and continuing ever since May 19th. Just absolutely ripping to the upside. Again, they could go to zero. Remember that. I take my profits and run on stuff like, but you never know. I still hold Brett, and Brett's pumping hard. So, you find your memes, you take a shot. I own some memes. I'm not saying I don't. So HGPT had a nice falling wedge, broke back up to the upside here. Got all the way to about 1240. is the target that I can see it going to, right? Basically 12 cents. Resistance, falling wedge. It's been consolidating in a downward movement, but like kind of getting that rounded bottom. Looks pretty bullish to me. Let's take a look at it on the daily time frame. And the daily looks good too as well, but the moving average is pretty tight, 200 in route. Looks like this thing could continue to the upside, and it's consolidated nice enough after a pullback. Pulling back literally since March 25th, so you got about a 2-month pullback. I like what I'm seeing here. As you can see, I already have a chart on it. I must have been looking at it recently, and I do have a target for 100% gains on HGPT. All right. Let's take a look at STX, USDT. Stacks, baby, stacks on MEXC. Stacks hitting the 200 SMA on the daily. That's usually the lowest you go if you're in a bull run and things are hot. If you lose that, things start to change drastically. You're in the golden pocket. Stacks had a run up when most things kind of weren't. Stacks was just doing damage. Went all the way to 390. We were getting into Stacks down here, if you remember, during the bear market. Talking about how it was going to be big. Talking about BRC20. We were breaking down how Bitcoin was going to work, and we were talking about Alex Coin, Stacks Coin, literally, I'd say a year and a half, 2 years ago. I mean, it was a long time ago. Look, we can say this coin, this came out March of 2023. So you're talking a year and 2 months. Seems like for a longer time than that, honestly. Yeah, but we were buying Stacks before I was on MEXC, when it was first on KuCoin. So I'm telling you, man, I was talking about Stacks somewhere back in here, almost 2 years ago. This is where I like to accumulate a project. And what I do is I tell myself how much I'm willing to put in, how much I want to pay. I'm like, I don't want to pay over $2 for Stacks. I like this accumulation. I'll buy anywhere between, let's say, $1.20 and $1.80. And I'd like to have $5,000. And so I spend the amount of time I have to and, some focus accumulating $5,000 of it between those levels. Then when I'm done, I put it aside and I wait for the bull market to continue. And then when it gets to a key level that I've said, I take my profit. I do what I say I'm going to do. All right. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. You should be figuring out these things on your own too as well. I'm just showing you kind of how I think about it, how I go about it. So people like this soil coin with a Y, not with a I. Like soil with an I too as well. Dogo to the moon, continuing to pump. About to hit that $1 billion market cap, which is pretty interesting. It's on Runes, which I don't know. I don't think you can search Runes here. Oh, there it is. It's for Wrap BNB though. So that's not going to be the coin, Bitcoin still showing signs of a bit of a bear flag here. But just, really accumulating sideways here for a while now. But, shoulder, head, right shoulder. If you can't, I would not touch a long unless you even broke back above 67.5. I would not touch a long. All right. So it's likely we're going to go further to the downside here for Bitcoin. But we have this bullish divergence has kicked in, and it has been kind of giving us these 3 higher lows after a dumpage. So, but I'm telling you right now, I'm getting mixed signals and I'm staying out of the market. And I have no problem saying that. When I said it's so relieving, like to admit, oh yeah, I'm the man, but today I'm not touching that. Soil, I can't really find this coin, honestly. I could go to CoinMarketCap and take a look. Soil, SOYL. I don't see anything. I don't know. I can't find it. I'll go to CoinGecko. Okay, soil. I mean, I'm guessing that's what they're going for, right? I got Soilar with very small mark. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where to find the coin. Minted 33% today. I just don't know where to find it, Crypto Realm. Yeah, I'm not trying to put it down. I just don't know where to find it or what it's all about. Soil. Shout out to the super chats. We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. Silver, did leverage course already passed for this month? No, you can jump in and get a recording any day you want. Okay? Any day you want. Hit the link here to join Master Friend and jump into Leverage Mastery. All right, hit that QR code and jump on in any day you want. You get the recording, and then you're ready to go. You're inside of the mentoring sessions. Can you take a look at JASMY? Thank you for the free TA and the information anytime. Shout out to DSpear09. Thank you for Arkham so far. Human Side, thank you. Sujay Reddy, can you please analyze gold? We'll take a look at gold for you. I agree with ATP, thank you. And we looked at these 3 super chats too from Crypto Realm. After Hours Investing and Ilya, thank you for taking that one-on-one with me. I really appreciate that. It was a great time. Okay. Moving forward, let's take a look here at gold. And I remember I've been looking at gold at a cup and handle since, I don't know, since, right? But if you look at gold here, like on the weekly, it's been in a cup and handle since 2011. There it is right there, right? And then I had a target for gold to break out of the cup and handle, eventually get to $3,000 an ounce. I mean, gold, wow, really doing well, close to the all-time highs yet again. And look what it's doing. It's a very bullish sign for gold. All right, any asset in the world, really. And this is what I look for when I trade the 1 minute. When I trade the 1 hour, it doesn't matter. I look for sideways consolidation while the stochastics reset. Understand? I'm not really a pattern trader. I'm a momentum indicator. I'm going against momentum and patterns. If the pattern goes sideways while the momentum indicator resets, it's telling me there's a likelihood of a move to the upside. Very strong ideas here that I've backtested for years. So gold looking very bullish on the weekly. It may take some time, but it does say by maybe July. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about July. It says somewhere, you know, it's headed up. $2,800 an ounce somewhere by the end of July. I see gold in a flag, and it already broke out of the bigger flag, and it's getting ready for a bigger move. The weekly looks really nice for gold. And again, as the stochastics reset down and you go sideways, that's a bullish sign. The 21 catches price, and you continue. I see gold continuing. My bigger measured move for gold is like 3,000 by August of 2025. And if gold goes up, I mean, that means the dollar is going to be slipping. All right. So only time will tell. Only time will tell. And there's so many coins I could talk about right now and go over that I believe are hot in the markets. Live Peer's been hot recently too. Just got another big move. Look for it to kind of, look, it's actually making a flag on the 4-hour time frame and just broke out. I'm telling you right now, this coin gets a lot of buzz. It's hot. The whole market's in some rendition of this exact flag. Like Solana's in it. Like they're all in it. It's like either some have bigger right shoulders. Like, look, the BONK was in this. Like, the whole market kind of did the same rounded bottom idea here. Shows there's signs of life. Bitcoin's still at 67,300. Can you believe it? Sideways for most of the day after that dump. Shout out to everybody here taking advantage of their life, being here with me. I really appreciate it. All right. I want to help a sick friend with some of his needs. I might sell my gold for that. I know, right? Render looks good. I have a bunch of coins. I'm telling you, go through all the setups that I put out in the last few days at that altcoin setup. I'm telling you, there's so many setups in the trading group that look hot or alerts that you need to set. All right. I like Tensor. We went over you the other day. Yeah. 38 years ago today, married the love of my life. 38 years of love and laughter. Blessings to all. Wow. On May 31st. What a good day to get married. God bless you, brother. God bless you and your wife, man. May you and her have a wonderful day and enjoy your day. I just recently had my ours was the 14th. So ours are pretty close, right? Honky's been hot. It's been pumping. People were putting it on the out here on the live stream too a bunch of times. Like, yo, Ponky. Look for your daily to reset back to your 21. Preferably a fib would be nice. It doesn't. This thing's pretty bullish. Maybe it doesn't come to the 618. Be cool if it kind of holds support here. But I'm gonna watch Ponky closely and slap an alert on it for the best entry that I can find possible by doing a deep dive analysis on it. Pulse chain getting listed, really? She's dampened. Yeah, there you go, 67,260. I mean, that's a bear flag that looks like it wants to break down, right? Nothing bullish about that. Resistance, resistance. You just keep hitting like lower highs. This tells me we do go lower. And once we break that daily support of resistance, it's going to be a wrap, right? Anyway, I went over so much. I could keep saying it over and over again. Watch your 4-hour time frame. Watch the 200 SMA. But it does look like we go lower to the downside. I didn't wake up this morning and call along like the other days, right? I didn't sit there, let's treat it out. And again, we could get a bounce. You never know. Shady price action recently. It still kind of is a bullish div as this whole market moves up while this kind of slumps down, which tells me we're going to find some type of bottom here, but you never know. I'll be back with more analysis for the trading group, and I'll keep you guys up to date. Stay blessed, and thank you for being here. Basically, God bless everybody. Thanks. Soil is doing an LGE NFT that's the safest way to launch a project for a new coin. All funds go into liquidity pool for so many benefits, no rugs. Thank you. Could you just tell me where to find the coin? Yeah. Being a mod. Okay. God bless everybody here on the live. We appreciate you. Anyone that says anything about my peoples is out, so you're out. All right. Yeah, no negativity. I don't keep negativity around, so I love you all. You got to keep it positive and be full of love, life, and happiness. If you can't do that, it's too toxic for me. I can't handle it. JASMY and Apple partnership is going to be great for it. Next couple of weeks should be great for AI coins. Arkham is doing good. And there's more setups like Arkham in the trading group. If you want to find out more, hit the trading group. Jump on in, cryptolifer.com. If you want to trade where I trade, go to mexc.com. All right? And hang out. MEXC, baby. MEXC. I love MEXC. It's the place to be. And be careful, make sure you have an anti-phishing code on your MEXC account. And if you go to the website and something looks fine, you should be getting a code come up. If it doesn't come up, then you're not on the right site. Also, save the other guy, my friend, someone I know in my trading group, this was on dark mode, and it should be on light mode, or if it was on light, you know what I mean? I keep it on dark mode, but if you show up and it's on light mode, something's going on. But sign up to mexc.com today, and you'll find it has the lowest fees. You'll pay the least amount, right, of anything in the game. So could have shorted Bitcoin right now for gains to the downside, even on MEXC. Look at that. And that's, nothing bullish about this movement. And there you're headed further to the next target. Best place to route the VPN. I don't know, man. Whatever makes you happy. I don't even need one. Yeah. We looked at FOXY already. Just look for the timestamps. Below all my videos will be timestamps. I don't think people realize this. Below every one of my videos is a timestamp. It shows you all the coins that I went over that day on the live stream. You could sit there and back test it and go over it and look a lot, So RS3A has joined near PR Weave Google. Thank you. Very dramatic on the 1 minute. It is. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset. I use the timestamp, so I love to hear that. Almost every day could be a good day when you DCA. Oh, and I think my new ID shipped today. Amen. Again, and all the coins that I think are hot, I honestly have bombarded the chat and the trading group with. So anything new, I'll hit you up with. Anything that I see coming on the radar. Engines, where the Engines of Fury has been on my radar. That's a newer coin we've been looking at. So, and remember, you don't have to short every single day of the week. Some days you can take a day off, right? Like I am today. You don't have to force yourself to trade, all right? Especially if you've been up and you've made some gains. Enjoy those gains. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow for another awesome, beautiful, amazing live stream. And tonight for the monthly candle close, we'll break that down for you too as well. Stay blessed. I'll see you tonight.